10 Years in Darkness. The Escape of Emily Carter. She stumbled into the gas station barefoot, soaked in blood and rain. Her hair was matted, her clothes torn, her voice barely a whisper. The attendant thought she was high or hallucinating, until she spoke the words that would unravel one of the darkest secrets in Oregon's history. "My name is Emily Carter. I've been missing for 10 years." It started like any other Tuesday, October 14th, 2013, a mild autumn afternoon in the quiet suburb of Ash Hollow, Oregon. Emily Carter, just 12 years old, had ballet class after school. She texted her mom at 4:38 p.m. "Class done. Walking home now." The walk was exactly 6 minutes, but Emily never made it home. By 5:30, her mother, Sarah Carter, was pacing the driveway, calling her daughter's phone. No answer. By 6:15, she was calling 911. "My daughter's missing. She never just disappears." Police arrived quickly. Ash Hollow was a tight-knit town, the kind of place where neighbors knew each other's dogs, where porch lights stayed on, and crimes were things people saw on TV, not in their own backyard. Search parties formed. Volunteers combed parks and wooded trails. Drones flew overhead. Bloodhounds tracked her scent to the corner of 8th and Willow, and then it vanished. It was as if Emily had been swallowed by the earth. Emily Carter wasn't the kind of girl who got into trouble. She was kind, responsible, a straight-A student. She loved reading Nancy Drew mysteries and had dreams of becoming a veterinarian. Her room was decorated with glow-in-the-dark stars and hand-drawn animals. On her bookshelf sat a framed photo of her with her golden retriever, Max. She was sunshine, her mother once said in an interview. The kind of kid who made you believe the world was good. So when she vanished, the town shattered. Within days, the FBI joined the investigation. Hundreds of leads poured in. A white van seen idling near her ballet studio. A neighbor who claimed she saw Emily talking to a man near the park. A registered sex offender who had recently moved into town. Each lead led nowhere. The man with the van? A plumber on a job. The neighbor? Her timeline didn't match. The sex offender? Alibied by traffic cam footage. 6 months passed. Then a year. Billboards went up. Her photo was featured on milk cartons and morning news shows. But time passed, and the case grew cold. What no one knew, what no one could have imagined, was that just 12 miles outside Ash Hollow, down an overgrown gravel road and behind a crumbling farmhouse, Emily Carter was alive. And she was underground. Literally. Emily had been kidnapped by Leonard Grant, a 47-year-old former school janitor who had quietly been fired from multiple districts for boundary violations, but never formally charged. He lived alone on inherited property, off the grid, surrounded by trees. Beneath his house, he had constructed a small, reinforced cellar, originally intended as a bomb shelter. He retrofitted it with soundproof walls, a generator, and a heavy metal door with a keypad lock. That's where he kept Emily, day in, day out. For the first 2 weeks, Emily screamed until her throat was raw. She cried for her parents. She pounded the walls. She begged to be let go. Leonard fed her little, spoke rarely. Sometimes he'd bring her books or puzzles, acting like he was doing her a favor. Other times, he'd rage, demanding obedience. "No one's looking for you," he told her. They'd moved on. To a 12-year-old girl, locked in darkness, with no sense of time or truth, the words began to stick. Over the years, Leonard tried to mold her into what he called his perfect daughter. He controlled her food, her clothes, even how she spoke. He gave her new names. He shaved her head once, saying hair was a distraction. But Emily never broke. At night, she scratched marks into the cement wall, 1 line per day. She kept count. She remembered her parents, her home, her life. She never forgot who she really was. October 12th, 2023. A decade later, a brutal storm swept through the region, knocking out power lines and downing trees. Leonard's generator failed, plunging the house and the cellar into darkness. For the first time in 10 years, the keypad lock on the metal door short-circuited. Leonard left the hatch slightly ajar in a rush to fix the generator. He didn't notice Emily watching. She waited until he stepped outside. She ran. It was pitch black, raining hard. She ran through trees, branches cutting her skin, barefoot on gravel and thorns. After 2 miles, she saw it, a dim glow. A gas station. She burst inside, collapsed on the floor, and whispered to the stunned cashier, "My name is Emily Carter. I've been missing for 10 years." Police arrived within minutes. She was immediately taken to a hospital, dehydrated, malnourished, and visibly traumatized, but alive. DNA confirmed her identity within hours. A SWAT team raided Leonard Grant's property at dawn. He tried to flee into the woods, but was apprehended with a tranquilizer dart gun, something he had apparently used on animals before. Inside the cellar, they found Emily's journal scratched into the walls, a pile of children's books and broken toys, and most disturbingly, a second, smaller room, empty, as if he had planned to take another girl. Leonard Grant confessed quickly. He said he loved her and was protecting her from the world. But court records revealed he had planned Emily's abduction months in advance, following her routines, noting the gaps in adult supervision. He was convicted on 19 charges, including kidnapping, unlawful imprisonment, sexual abuse, and attempted abduction of a second victim. He received 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. Emily's parents, now visibly older, embraced her outside the courtroom. It was the first time all 3 had stood together in over a decade. Ash Hollow was never the same. For 10 years, they had grieved. For 10 years, some whispered she had run away. Others blamed the parents. Some thought she had died. When the truth came out, the town was stunned. The school held a vigil. Her childhood best friend, now 22, wrote an open letter to Emily that went viral. "You were never forgotten, not for a single day." Emily Carter is now 22. She has changed her name publicly, but appears occasionally for interviews and survivor advocacy. She started a foundation to help long-term missing children and victims of captivity. Her first public words were, "I may have lost 10 years in that cellar, but I found myself again, and I want every girl still in the dark to know there is always a way out." In the darkest corner of Oregon, beneath the floor of an ordinary house, a child's life was stolen, but her spirit never was. Emily Carter survived one of the most disturbing crimes in modern memory, not just by escaping the cellar, but by refusing to let it define her. She was, and is more than a victim. She is a survivor.